Here's the paradox. You don't need Hollywood looks or a gym-sculpted six-pack to be seen as attractive. In fact, what women secretly notice in older men often has nothing to do with muscles or youth, and everything to do with presence, maturity, and energy. Think back for a moment. Have you ever seen an older man walk into a room and, without saying a word, people turn their heads? He wasn't the youngest. He wasn't the flashiest. But there was something about him, an aura of steadiness that drew people in. That's not luck. That's not chance. That's the quiet power of a man who knows himself. The Stoics taught us, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. And when you embody that truth, women notice, even if they never say out loud. In this video, we're going to break down 8 powerful signs that you're far more attractive than you think. Signs younger men can't fake and women can't ignore. Stay with me until the end, because the final sign reveals why age isn't your weakness. It's your greatest advantage. Sign number 1, your presence turns heads. Attraction often begins before a single word is spoken. Have you ever noticed people glancing your way the moment you walk into a room? Even if they don't stare? That's not about looks. That's presence. Presence is the invisible force that comes from years of experience, self-mastery, and composure. Younger men try to create it with flashy clothes or loud behavior. But as an older man, you've lived enough to project calm authority without needing validation. That subtle energy commands attention. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." In the same way, your presence is dyed with the life you've lived. If you carry resentment, people feel it. If you carry steadiness, people sense that too, and they're drawn toward it. I once saw an older man enter a crowded cafe. He wasn't tall, he wasn't dressed in designer clothes, but he moved slowly, deliberately, with shoulders back and eyes steady. Conversations quieted for a moment. That's presence. It whispers strength without words. Presence is built, not faked. It's the result of how you think, how you breathe, how you carry yourself. If heads turn when you walk in, it's not an accident. It's your energy speaking louder than looks. Sign number 2, you carry yourself with confidence. Confidence is not the same as arrogance. It's not loud, it's not showy, and it's definitely not desperate. True confidence is self-assurance without needing approval. And this is something older men naturally project when they've lived through enough victories and setbacks to know exactly who they are. Younger men often try to fake confidence with bravado, overcompensating with jokes, flashy moves, or exaggerated charm. But women see through that instantly. What they can't ignore is a man who simply owns himself. The way you walk with purpose, shake hands firmly, or maintain steady eye contact without flinching communicates more than words ever could. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Confidence flows directly from this mastery. When you are no longer ruled by fear of rejection, you radiate a steady strength that makes women, and even other men, take notice. I once knew a man who wasn't the best looking in the group, but he didn't shrink or chase approval. He listened, spoke calmly, and carried himself like someone who belonged. Women leaned toward him, not because of his looks, but because of his centered confidence. You don't need to prove yourself. When you walk and speak with quiet conviction, women feel your value before you even open your mouth. Sign number 3, gray hair and rugged look as assets. Most men fight against age. They dye their hair, hide their lines, and wish they could look younger. But here's the truth. What you see as flaws, many women see as badges of honor. Gray hair, laugh lines, and a rugged look are not signs of weakness. They're signs of wisdom, resilience, and stability. They say, "I've lived, I've endured, I'm still here." And to women, that's deeply attractive. Younger men may have smooth skin, but they often lack the gravitas that only comes with time. Seneca once said, "The man who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive." Your age shows you've already faced storms. Every silver strand, every line on your face tells a story of battles fought and lessons learned. I remember watching an older gentleman in his 60s, silver hair sharp against a tailor blazer. Women noticed, not because he was trying to look 30 again, but because he wore his age with confidence. Don't fight your gray. Own it. A rugged, mature appearance signals strength, patience, and reliability. To the right woman, it's not a flaw. It's irresistible. Sign number 4. You take care of yourself. You don't need to look 25 to be attractive. What matters more is how you respect and maintain the body and appearance you already have. A fit frame, good grooming, and simple but clean style show women something far deeper than vanity. They show discipline. Women instantly notice the man who carries himself with pride. A crisp shirt, polished shoes, a healthy glow from exercise. These little details broadcast self-respect. On the other hand, neglecting yourself communicates the opposite, that you've given up. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The body should be treated more rigorously, that it may not be disobedient to the mind." When you care for your health and appearance, you're not just maintaining looks. You're proving mastery over yourself. I once met a man in his 50s who wasn't particularly tall or muscular, but his grooming was sharp, his posture straight, and his style refined. Younger women notice him in ways he never expected, because self-care amplified his quiet confidence. You don't need perfection. You need consistency. A man who invests in his health, grooming, and presentation radiates strength, maturity, and value at any age. Sign number 5. Women engage easily with you. If younger women, co-workers, or even strangers like waitresses often strike up conversations with you effortlessly, that's not a coincidence. It's a sign that your maturity makes you approachable in ways younger men are not. Women sense when a man carries calm, grounded energy. It feels safe, inviting, and easy to lean into. They don't have to worry about immaturity, ego battles, or awkward overcompensation. Instead, your steadiness creates space where they feel comfortable being themselves. Epictetus taught, "It is not so much what happens to you as how you think about it." The same principle applies here. Women aren't responding to your words alone, but to the energy behind them. If you radiate calm assurance, they relax and open up naturally. I recall seeing an older man at a bar. He wasn't loud. He wasn't chasing attention. Yet women drifted toward him, asking small questions, laughing at his dry humor. Why? Because his energy was approachable confidence, not desperate neediness. If women initiate light conversations with you, take it as a sign. Your maturity is magnetic, and your presence invites connection without you even trying. Sign number 6. Your style speaks before you do. Before you even open your mouth, your style introduces you. A crisp shirt, a sharp blazer, polished shoes. These little details elevate you far more than expensive brands or trendy outfits ever could. Mature men who dress with intention stand out without saying a word. Style isn't about chasing fashion. It's about discipline, presence, and respect for yourself. When a man dresses well, women instantly read it as a reflection of how he carries every part of his life. Clean grooming, fitted clothes, and attention to detail say, "I know who I am, and I don't need to prove it." The Stoics valued simplicity. Marcus Aurelius lived modestly, yet his composure commanded respect. Likewise, your style should be simple, elegant, and timeless, not loud. The goal isn't to scream for attention, but to radiate quiet confidence. I once saw a man in his 60s wearing nothing extravagant, just a navy blazer, leather shoes, and a calm smile. Younger men looked at him with subtle envy. Women noticed, not because of fashion, but because of clarity and composure in his presentation. Your clothes don't need to be expensive. They need to be intentional. Dress with pride, and you'll speak volumes without saying a word. Sign number 7. Younger men show subtle respect around you. Respect is one of the clearest signals that you carry quiet authority, and often shows up in how younger men treat you. Maybe they look at you when you speak, mimic your style, or fall silent when you enter the room. They may not even realize it, but subconsciously, they're acknowledging your presence as a man worth noticing. This kind of respect doesn't come from age alone. It comes from how you've lived, the way you hold yourself, the way you listen before speaking, the way you move with purpose instead of rushing. All of these things separate you from younger men who are still trying to prove themselves. Seneca once said, "A man who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary." Younger men often burn energy worrying about appearances. You, on the other hand, project calm certainty. That's what makes others lean toward you. I once saw a group of younger men at a networking event copy the blazer and jeans look of an older gentleman in the room. They weren't mocking him. They were admiring him. When younger men defer to you or quietly imitate you, it's not coincidence. It's proof that your presence commands respect without you needing to demand it. Sign number 8. Younger women flirt in subtle ways. Not all attraction is loud or obvious. In fact, when younger women are drawn to older men, the signs are often subtle but intentional. A longer gaze that lingers just a second too long. A playful tease that feels more personal than casual. Finding small excuses to be around you, asking your opinion, brushing by your side, or sparking little conversations. Most men dismiss these gestures as coincidence, but they're not. They're micro signals of desire. Women rarely announce attraction directly. They reveal in the way they choose to position themselves around you. Marcus Aurelius taught, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If you assume indifference, you'll miss the truth. If you stay present and attentive, you'll recognize the difference between polite friendliness and genuine interest. I once observed a younger woman at a dinner table. She laughed at an older man's dry jokes more than anyone else, leaned closer when he spoke, and asked him questions even when others were talking. To him, it seemed casual. To her, it was connection. Don't ignore subtle flirting. These are the cues that reveal your quiet power. Women often say little, but show everything in their presence. So let's step back. You just uncovered 8 powerful signs that prove you may be far more attractive as an older man than you think. From the way your presence turns heads, to the respect you command from younger men, to the subtle ways younger women flirt. These aren't accidents. They're reflections of your maturity, self-mastery, and quiet strength. The Stoics taught us, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. And that's the essence of attractiveness in older men. It isn't about chasing approval or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about embodying composure, discipline, and presence in a world full of noise. Remember, your gray hair, your calm confidence, your subtle authority, these aren't flaws. They're your greatest advantages. And when you live them fully, you stand out effortlessly from the crowd. If this video opened your eyes, hit that like button so more men can discover these truths. Subscribe and join this brotherhood of men mastering Stoicism, psychology, and timeless masculinity. This week, practice awareness. Notice how women respond to your presence without you forcing anything. Then share your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. And don't miss the pinned playlist at the top of the comments. It will take you deeper into the secrets of attraction and Stoic self-mastery.